Before we get into today's episode, we want to ask you something. When was the last time you spent an entire day taking care of you? Not running errands, taking care of your family, catching up on work, just slowing down long enough to breathe, laugh, learn, connect, and refill your own cup. That's exactly what we created our next Wellness Rebranded retreat on October 3rd at Hidden View Farm in Crownsville. It's going to be a day filled with practical tools for emotional well-being, meaningful conversations, delicious food, and an amazing community of women who simply get it. If that sounds like exactly what you need right now, we would love to have you there. Check the show notes for all the details and come spend what we're calling an emotionally cozy day with us. We can't wait to see you. Welcome to Wellness Rebranded.
We know there is so much conflicting health and fitness advice out there.
And you're tired of the wellness fads, endless diets, and impossible standards that make you feel like nothing you do is ever enough.
You're ready to tune into your mind and body and feel empowered around health.
We're the Healing Trio here to help you redesign your relationships with food, fitness, and yourself.
I'm Elizabeth, registered dietitian and certified intuitive eating counselor.
I'm Maria, licensed mental health therapist.
And I'm Tara, personal trainer.
Together, we're changing the narrative on health away from diet culture, hustle culture, and toxic positivity and towards healthful self-care.
So grab your water bottle, get ready to laugh, learn, and grow.
And let's start rebranding your wellness journey.
Okay, so the other day, my amazing podcast co-host and I were talking about how community and connection in midlife looks a little different than it's looked in the other stages of our lives. And we thought it was worth a deeper conversation. And really what inspired this was one of our colleagues here locally just put this message out on Facebook a few weeks ago and was like, hey, I'm in midlife and I'm a little bit lonely. Who wants to join a group and make connections with other people? Let's solve this problem. And it has exploded. It has been massively popular, which basically tells us there is a need for this, that we are definitely not the only ones that feel a little bit lonely from time to time, or that we're in this phase of life where we don't have as many deep connections with other people as we might have used to had. So we thought we'd chat about it today.
I like this topic. Just for the record, let me pause here for a minute. You started this intro saying my amazing podcast host or hosts with an S?
Co-host with an S.
At the end? Okay, because I thought you were just talking about Elizabeth and I was like, wait a minute, I'm amazing too. What happened here?
Or it could have been just about you.
No, because okay. So going
I love
back,
you both equally.
Okay, just want to make that clear because I get jealous.
But really, I'm your BFF, right?
I mean, don't tell anybody.
So talking about community and connection.
Speaking of,
there's such a thing as midlife loneliness that I think is, it can come specifically with midlife because of all the changes that we're going through. One thing that I was thinking about, in my case, even my social circles have changed from what they were before. Like when I was a new mom, a lot of my social circles became the moms of the other kids in the daycare or in school. And that changed. I probably have relationship with maybe one or two moms from that circle. So how it has changed, because those were not by choice. I think it were more attached to a role, right? Because it's the moms of the kids.
Friends of convenience.
Yes. But in my case, I didn't read this in a book. I'm talking from personal experience. I'm craving more connection now than before, but it's a different kind of connection. I feel that now I'm more clear of what connection looks like to me and how it feels in my body than I was maybe 10 years ago.
Interesting. So what's different about it?
Well,
what's different about what you're craving?
Yeah, I'm more clear of what makes me feel supported and seen and connected, right? Maybe before was we go out and have dinner and have a good time. That's still important, but now I really value feeling understood, somebody that can listen to me without judgment. Yeah, it's like it's different. The connection that I'm looking in friends is different. And the interaction with this person feels good, feels healthy, feels that it promotes my well-being, not the other way around. So that is in the forefront when I'm looking for friends, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's in the forefront for me too, with like before I didn't really care so much if our like morals and values were very aligned. As long as we were like in the ballpark and it was fun, I was okay with it. And as I'm in this like midlife stage, if our morals and values aren't like very closely aligned, I'm definitely like taking a second look at the relationship. I find it much more important to me to like be around what I consider to be good people.
So your priorities have shifted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that happens when you have smaller kids too, because you're realizing kind of what you want to model to them, right? And obviously the people
Yes.
that you spend time with impact that dramatically. I've been thinking a lot about it because I guess I was personally a little bit shocked at the response to when we saw our friend put that out there, just at how many women were feeling that way. And specifically, it seems like really just wanting social connection, like social outlets. And I don't know. I've been really thinking, what is it about midlife specifically that seems to be creating that? Like, some people say, oh, it's like a holdover effect from the pandemic. And I don't know, maybe, but the pandemic was 6 years ago. Like, I really don't feel like it's that anymore. I mean, maybe the pandemic showed us the importance of connection, but I think it's more than that. I think it's something specifically about midlife. And so I've been really trying to like think about what do I think it is? And I'm curious like what you guys think it is.
I mean,
I could tell you
something.
some of the things I came up on with. But.
Okay, something comes to mind. Again, I didn't read this in a book, is from own experience.
Mhm.
I didn't allow much fun in my life previously because I was being a mom and I was overwhelmed with so many tasks. And the whole thing of you sacrifice yourself as a mother because you have to be such a good mom and being on top of everything, that I don't think it was a priority for me to have those social fun moments. Now that I'm in midlife, my kids are older. And for many women in midlife, even empty nesters with kids going to college, is maybe an opportunity to reevaluate. And we've learned more about our wellness, right? We maybe have done some personal work that now we think, wait a minute, where have I been? Like the woman in me needs some caring too and some nurturing. And one way is to get together with other women and have fun and feel connected and a sense of belonging with people who get it, what you've gone through or what you're going through. That's a guess.
Yeah, I for sure think that's part of it. I also think a lot of people's relationships are changing at this phase in life, like partner relationships. A lot of times it can just like you're going through the motions of raising kids, and then all of a sudden the kids are kind of gone or leaving, and you're like, oh, hello. Like, do I even know who you are anymore? And, like that's really only going to go one of two ways. So I feel like that maybe is part of it. I think also, I landed on, it probably does have a lot to do with perimenopause and menopause and how just, our bodies are changing, and that kind of like you need to talk to people about it, frankly.
Yeah, I was thinking like I totally agree with what Maria said. And if you guys listen to the show for a while, you know that I have a 6-year-old, so I'm like a little bit
Wait, he's 6 already?
just turned 6 last month. I know.
When did that happen? He was like 3, 2 days ago.
I know.
Okay, sorry.
Tell me about it. But like I'm a little bit closer to that side of this like lifespan, even though I'm very much in midlife. But where I'm seeing it is what Maria said initially, is that we're so busy with like the tasks of parenting and, like running a business or having your job or whatever it is that you do all day long, that you almost like forget about socialization for a little while. And if you do see your friends, it might be like, wine on the couch on a Friday night. And when your friends do kind of like take time for themselves, I literally just texted a friend of mine who has been on vacation several times this summer. She's a teacher, so she always like really packs the summer full of fun stuff. And I said, hey, how are your trips? And she was like, when you have little kids, it's really just parenting in a different location where nothing is childproofed. So it didn't sound like it was particularly like restful or filling of the cup, right? So I think in midlife, that like second rebirth kind of
Mhm.
happens, and we are no longer doing things because we like have to. We really get to choose, like, is this something I want to do? And then go after it. And I think many of us have kind of quit caring so much about what other people's perceptions of us are. So, like, hey, if I want to be a 42-year-old woman and take a belly dancing class, I'm taking it. Whereas in my 20s, that might have been a little bit like intimidating for me.
Is that a random example? Or are you taking a belly dance class?
I took one. I just finished it a couple months ago. It was
I
great.
know, I know. That's what I'm messing with you. Listen, Tara, what you're saying is exactly right. You know how many times I said no to really nice plans that my friends were inviting me because my kids were younger and I either didn't have the energy or I had to take them to ballet class or whatever. Like at that moment of my life years ago, it was like, who has time to socialize? I have two kids. I need to be a mom. Now that they're older, I look like I don't know, like an animal that you let out of a cage after so many years. It's like, where is the next get together, people? I'm coming. I'll put it on my schedule. They can stay, but they can stay
Look
home
out.
alone. They can feed themselves, so it's, I mean, the difference in
Sounds
freedom
amazing.
is significant. I know there's hope, sweetie. There's hope. It's the time.
You
We're
only
the
got like
party
10 more
animal.
years. No.
Right. And then I'll be scared to leave him alone because what kind of shenanigans he's going to get into.
That's funny. So interesting. I feel like I have a little bit the opposite experience, which is more like I remember when my kids were very small, I did a lot of like co-parenting with girlfriends who also were home raising kids, and we would like get together and like take them to the park or do whatever during the day. And then there was like this period where they were more middle school, like late elementary, middle school, early high school. And then I feel like all my friends were so busy doing all the things with their kids that I like really missed some of those friendships. But really, like now, a little bit further into midlife, my kids are obviously all basically adults. And I feel it's more the opposite again. Like it's gone back to my friends also now have more time again, and we're doing things. We're playing mahjong and going for walks at 6 p.m., which I just finished doing. Before you got on, Tara, I told Maria that for the second day in a row, I forgot we were recording podcasts somehow and had to run back from my walk and leave my friend in the trail because she was like, "Don't you have to go somewhere?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You said you had to record podcasts." I'm like, "Oh, shoot." And I literally had to like run to the car.
This is
I'm
important.
proud
I
of
mean,
you for being fit enough to do that.
our listeners should know that if a Wednesday comes by and no episodes are aired, it's not because we didn't record, it's because we forgot. Like the midlife thing is it's like we're forgetting everything. That includes the podcast. So just send us a message like, "Hey, it's Wednesday, you haven't aired." And they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry."
Yeah,
There you
oops.
go.
No.
To
And
be fair,
we've
it's
never
really
forgotten yet.
weird for us to record at 7:30 at night.
Yes, I think that is partly
that
it
is
was
weird.
not in the normal routine, and I just literally forgot. But so yeah, I feel almost the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And also likewise, I'm spending more time with my husband than I ever have before in a long time because he's a little more settled in his career and the kids are gone and there's just more time.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me share something that I think I'm most surprised about when it comes to like this group that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The fact that all these women are like so brave.
Yeah, because
Right?
they're it's not just a Facebook group, like they're actually getting together and playing
There's like
Scrabble
meetings every
and
week, multiple
Yeah.
times a week. They're like, "Who wants to go to this bar? I'm having happy hour." Or someone put my water aerobics class in the group. So my water aerobics class, for those of you who don't know, is water and wine, and it's hosted at like a woman's home. It's not like you're going to a commercial pool, and you just like walk into her backyard and get in the pool and do water aerobics with me, right? And so she put in the group like, "Who wants to do water aerobics? My house this day." And like 50 people were like, "Heck yeah, I'm coming." Like actually like 20 people came, but I would never have the braveness, like the bravery to just like show up at a rando's house, trust that I'm there for a workout and not to get murdered, like.
But I
and
think
then
that's
they
a
just show
testament to
up.
how much people need it and
They show
are
up and they
desiring it.
share. they're open about like their lives. Like the host of the class is very good at asking like deep questions. Like, what was something that made you smile this week? And people share like legit things,
Oh, I love that.
while we're in the middle of water aerobics. So I just think it's a testament to how much we need this connection. And also, like, women in midlife are brave.
But to your point, Tara, yes. And we've learned that we paid attention for so many years to what other people were thinking of us, and we don't care anymore. I personally, I mean, I used to care about what people thought about me. Right now is like zero, minus zero, like none. So for me, showing up to a class where I know nobody, easy peasy, right? Worst case scenario, I'm not having fun. And then I'm like, excuse me, I have diarrhea, I have to go, whatever, right? So, and you leave. Like it's no problem. And you do it.
I love that that's always your go-to excuse.
Maria has a lot of diarrhea.
And you know how many times I've used it? Zero, really. I've never said like, sorry, I have diarrhea, I have to go. I say something else. But to your point, that's one of the beauties about midlife that we've learned too, that some things that we were doing before are not that important, and we're more secure about ourselves and feel safe in our own skin, that we can just go to water aerobics and meet some people and, have fun just doing that. And if we don't want to go back, we don't, but we experienced it. And that's awesome.
And I think, Tara, that you said something when we were thinking about this episode. We weren't just thinking about community, but we were thinking about connection. And the fact that you just said people are really, showing up at water aerobics and sharing and being vulnerable, even with people that they don't know, is really cool. It's cool to have spaces where you can do that and feel comfortable and to create that kind of environment.
You know what is fascinating to me too, because that is such an important part of water and wine over the years. That's what we call the class, right? So water and wine over the years has evolved. I've been doing it for probably 20 years. And at first, all the women who were there had like young children. So they would just get in the pool and zone out and move their body and then like collapse on the deck with a bottle of wine. And that was like their me time. And now most of their children are like in high school or grown, but it's become so much more mental health focused where like, yes, we're moving our bodies and that's great. I'm a big fan of moving my body, but that community and connection is like by far the most important part of the class. And I'm seeing how impressively important that is because women are coming from like Baltimore, the Eastern Shore, like they're driving an hour to get to a water aerobics class, And it's not like water aerobics doesn't exist elsewhere. It tells me that they're coming because they want the community.
Or you're a really awesome water aerobics instructor.
For example.
Could be.
We have experienced this ourselves.
Yes.
We shared a little bit about this after an episode that we recorded after our last retreat in February. And I pulled some of those out, the testimonials and the feedback that these women left. And it makes perfect sense to what we're talking about, because here's one that says, I loved it. I met a lot of beautiful women that are caring, funny, and supportive. These women didn't know each other, but they felt that we're able maybe in midlife to give this away because we know now that it's important, and you don't dosify it, if that's even a word. You just now know, and you give it. Is that even a word? Dosify.
What word did you just make up?
Dosify?
Okay, let's rewind. That I just made that word. So thank God you told me, right? Not like the day that I asked a question in this event we were all going, only me understood what I was talking about. And those moments are a little embarrassing when only I know what I'm saying. So let's rewind this for a minute. Before, maybe we were a little scared of showing our vulnerability or showing support or just opening yourself up because of the fear of being rejected or judged. I think one thing about midlife is also that we know now that it's so important that we give it freely and openly. Does that make sense? So when these women get together, because our last retreat was mostly women in midlife, that magic can happen. Somebody else says here in another of the feedback they left, great group of women who are able to be present. So again, the next one says, I love the community of being with other women and experiencing healing and fun, laughter and empowerment. So there's that. Another one says,
also, Maria, I'm remembering that if the number one piece of feedback that we got after that retreat was that they wanted more time to just
Yes.
sort of socialize, remember? Which we
Yeah.
did build that into our retreat, and they wanted even more of it, which was actually pretty cool that that's what they wanted. Like they enjoyed the people that they were there together with so much
Yeah.
that they wanted more time.
Well, this one here, we asked, what would you love to see more in future retreats? And she's like, a slumber party.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think.
Okay, as a woman in midlife, I don't want a sleeping bag on the floor.
Agreed.
Yeah, right.
It could
Let's
be.
elevate
I'm here
our
for the
slumber
popcorn and the milk
party.
duds, though.
Yeah, no, I think it would have to be like a
Always.
luxury slumber party. I'm thinking
Luxury, yeah, agreed.
my own
Yes.
bed in a hotel. But I mean, to our point, it is important in this moment of life to socialize and do these things because I think emotionally we are in a different stage too and in a different chapter and we value different things that we maybe did some time ago. And I think we also learn to value women. That's, the importance and the weight that it has to surround yourself with supported, open-hearted, vulnerable women is beautiful. And we know that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Women are amazing. And when you find the right crew of women to have like as your village, like makes you unstoppable. It really does.
No, it can
and-
save your life. It can literally
Yes.
save your life.
I think it's really sad when we don't have the group of women. Like my life had times where I've had like lots of support and less support. And, when I have more support, it's like everything in my life is just a little bit better.
Absolutely.
It makes me think of how you guys were talking before about, maybe in our earlier 20s years, whatever, we cared a lot what people thought. And there's this like desire to be liked. I feel like at this stage of life, we actually have a desire to be seen and valued and known, really.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally.
It's such a different thing.
Yeah. So I want to pause here for a minute because words are important. And I've said this before. I love the two of you. And this is an example of, in my case, how my life changed when you invited me to be in this podcast. And at the beginning, we were just getting to know each other. But now you're part of my network. You're part of my, my support. And that, going with what Tara was saying, is life changing. And I think these women are looking for that because there's never too much support, never too much amazing women around you.
I feel that way too. Every now and then, like Maria, you went quiet for a few weeks, and Tara and I both were like, "But where's Maria? Like, we miss her," and like we felt it as a whole in our life. And then likewise for
Guys, we're family. I don't know if you know this.
We
But,
are
like,
family.
this is like our pod family.
I know
Yes.
it is, but what I was gonna say is then Tara, like I think it was all last week we missed our workouts, and I was like, I missed you.
Yeah, I missed you too.
Is super important. And I think that's why creating these spaces, like what this woman did with the Facebook group and what we're doing with our next retreat in October, is exactly that. We're curating a place, in our case, in the case of our Facebook group, but we're curating a space for these women to have the opportunity to connect in a safe space, contained, with everything planned. Every detail that we put there is intentional. We think about this for months. This is not just something that we come up with and then, oh, here's a retreat. Everything is thought about so women feel that they are in a space where they can share who they are, feel like themselves without pretending anything, and really just come to a space that sees you, right? That you are seen and supported, and that's needed not only for obviously for your emotional well-being but for your whole health. Is proven, right? Social interactions are extremely important when you're talking about your health and your well-being, and is one of the things proven to make people live longer than even other variables is social connection, the good one. Yeah, so FYI, if you're listening to this episode and you're craving these spaces and these connections. Don't forget, our next retreat is October 3rd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Hidden View Farm in Crownsville. And our first retreat was amazing. This is going to be amazing. That's another word.
I still don't
Yes.
know what word you tried to make up earlier.
It was the word about doses, like when your dosage that you give something, it was less. DOSIS or SES if it's plural. Jeez.
Doses?
Okay, let
Well,
me
I mean,
Google.
that is a word.
Keep talking so I Google these because maybe I'm just.
Okay. Well, one thing that this conversation is making me realize is kind of what all of kind of the things that we've touched on is that, I think maybe earlier in life when your kids are smaller or you're in college or grad school or even before then, the relationships happen because you're in proximity with other people, right?
Right.
You're
Yes.
all in the same program. You're all at the same school. You all are sitting on the same lacrosse field. And I think that proximity kind of relationships don't happen as much in midlife. You have to sort of build the community on purpose, right? Or like
Yeah.
a little more purposefully and with
Intentional.
intention. And I think that's what's really cool about what our friend did. I think it's what's really awesome about our retreats is that we are building the community on purpose with intention, but not just to be there, but to have the meaningful conversations that, maybe we don't often have with other people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like those deep connection type of conversations that you're thinking about them long after you've left.
Yeah. So, FYI, the word is dose, like DOSE, the exact amount of medicine taken at a single time. How do you pronounce that?
Dose, you said it right.
Dose?
Okay. And then dosage is the complete schedule, right? So,
Yeah.
what I was trying to say, two of you that don't understand English, is before, maybe I don't think we needed a less dose of connection, but we were so busy with other stuff that now we know that the dosage we give ourselves of that needs to be higher because we know now it is a priority because we were lacking of it for so long. Does that make sense, or do I need to draw it on a piece
It
of
makes
paper?
sense. And I have a question for you, for both of you. For the woman out there who is craving connection and doesn't know where to start, what would you tell her?
Reach out to your friends.
Besides, obviously, come to our retreat.
Yes, but I'm sure you have friends that are there lingering that sometimes we're not reaching out because we're busy. I think the first thing that comes to mind for me, go to your phone, look at your contacts, who are those friends that are good to you, and reach out, like reestablish that contact because those relationships, need to be watered too because you're going to need them maybe later on and you don't want to just take them out of the closet in 10 years. You need to keep those relationships there because we need them. It's really hard to go through anything without support.
Tara, I have a different answer. I mean, I think that's an awesome answer, but I have a different thought. I'm wondering, what would you say?
The lion.
So as Maria was saying that, I was thinking like, I don't have that many friends. Like I have a lot of acquaintances and people that I enjoy, but like a true friend, like I don't have like that deep of a roster. So I thought if you are looking for community and you don't have one, yes, totally call your friends if you have them. But I would look in different places. Like, for example, when I joined the belly dancing class, like that's a really tight-knit group of women and they very much opened their arms and were like, Tara, come and be in our group, yay, belly dancing. And like I wasn't sure that I wanted to like stay in that community forever, but I like knowing that it's there on the back burner, and if I ever want to tap into it, like I can. And I think that there are so many things out there like the Mahjong group or shameless plug, the community that I'm building in my studio is truly amazing. It's not
Yeah.
something that I set out to do. I just set out to be like, I'm a personal trainer, but like this community formed itself along the way. And now I have clients that are like, hey, when's so-and-so coming? Because I'm going to come when they're here.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
love that.
change their schedule around based on who else is in the room.
That's
And
so
I
cool.
just think that it's like such a cool community because, there are so many different parts of health and physical is just one of the many. And I think that social and emotional, get neglected a little bit throughout our lifespan. So finding the community that's based around what the things you want to do is a good place to start.
I totally agree. That's what I was going to say too, is like, think about the thing you've always been curious about or maybe wanted to try. Or I don't know, for me, I've always wanted to learn how to use my camera better, like take a photography class.
Cool.
And think about a thing like that and go sign up for a class or go to the library and find if they offer the program. And you'll be doing something that you're interested in and meet people who are also interested in it. And then the other thing I thought was volunteering would be such a great kind of way, probably also to feel fulfilled and make those connections. And we, by the way, have that entire episode on social prescribing, which feels like a great one for people to go back to and listen. And then also that episode we recorded a couple weeks ago with Jen Huber about menopause, nutrition, and health. And I don't ever talk about it here on the pod for some reason, but I also have a Facebook community, Health and Healing with Intuitive Eating, where all three of us are active in there. And that's a great way to come and connect with us off the podcast. If something in this episode jumped out at you, or you have a thought, or you want to share a story, like come tell us in there. We want to hear it.
Absolutely.
Agreed. So if you want to register for our next retreat, we're going to leave the link here in the show notes. You can also go to our Instagram account, Wellness Rebranded, and the link is in our bio as well. Again, the retreat is October 3rd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Hidden View Farm in Crownsville.
It's going to be amazing and gorgeous. You know, it's fall in the woods.
I know. I'm so excited about it. Our last retreat was so fun and special. And that was our first one. Like, I know we're only making it better.
Absolutely. Plus, you guys, it's really fun to have a dietitian friend who's also a foodie because the food is delicious and very well planned. So that'll be great. If you guys want to listen to that episode on social prescribing that Elizabeth mentioned, it's episode 156. We recorded that almost a year ago in September of last year, but definitely a good one if this really resonated with you.
Thank you for listening. If you want to connect with me outside of this podcast, you can find me on Instagram at coaching_therapist.
I'm Elizabeth. You can find me at Elizabeth Harris Nutrition or in my Facebook group, Health and Healing with Intuitive Eating.
And I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Tara DeLeon Fitness. Guys, if you loved this episode or any of our other episodes, we would love it if you would leave us a review on Apple Podcast. It really, really helps us get the non-diet word out to the rest of the world. So please leave us a review.
Yes, thank you.